Welcome, blessed people. My name is Natalie. Please subscribe and stick around to get to know my family better. We're a family that loves God and God loves us back. I'm going to be using, I'm going to be making some chicken foot soup. This is what I'm used to making when I'm not feeling well. It does help when you're not feeling well. It just does something when you drink this chicken foot soup. It's good for your immune system. So I'm gonna boost my family's immune system by drinking some of this. We had some of those canned soup during the time we were ill, but this works better. Now I'm feeling a little better. I'm gonna do that. And guess what? Some of the food got away. This has only happened to me once in my time of you cooking chicken foot, and it was like once it was one toe, like that's how I call it, one of the toe from the and another time it's right after I had my first child. You know what it is like being a first mom and you were cooking for yourself and stuff. It's like I was a little bit out of it and I missed one. But um this have never happened to me before. I guess I was really um not 100%, but I was just doing what I had to do as a mom, to make to see what I can do, because my husband had to go to work and I had just had to do what I had to do too. We can't get day off, our kids are depending on us. So I took it out of the pot, I got a scissors and clip it. Some people, some culture wouldn't do it, mind having it on it. Some cultures eat it like that, but I'm not used to it, so I took mine out and did that. At this moment, I was making spoon drop dumplings, something I'm not also used to from my culture. We make our dough and knead it, but I had a bread to make, so I didn't feel like doing all of that. At this very moment, I was a little bit tired, so I made spoon drop dumpling and on to making my bread. Yeah. And my kids love spoon drop dumpling more than when I knead a flour. But it's just not something I like. I've done it before. It's not my first time. Yeah, so I am gonna deal with my bread. As you know, I made it earlier, and I do this a few times during the process of making it. Um, During a more like 5 hour process, I keep doing this, stretching and folding my dough. Yeah, periodically, and yeah, I am not too much an expert on sourdough making. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I'm gotten into it 5 years now, when I just was introduced to it, because I my culture, we do like more ardo bread, and this was introduced to me during the period of time when 5 years ago, when we were having shortage with yeast, and I didn't want to go, even though we had bread in the store. I wanted to make my own bread. And I remember, oh my God, God bless that young lady. I went to I think it was Trader Joe, and the young lady, she knows me because I shop there often, and I was like, "Do you have any yeast?" And she said, "No, we don't. But I think I could go around the box and see if I have any dust in the box for you. And I'm like, "Oh, God bless you. Thank you." And she dusted it, and yeah, that's how I was ending up getting a little yeast at that time. And one, I told myself, you know what? I have to learn to be self-sufficient. If after hearing about this process, and it was good for your gut health too, and with my husband, who had, thank you Jesus, had a little gut health issue, not anymore, but we still try to eat healthy and make sure he doesn't eat anything that could irritate his gut health, or yeah. So as I was saying, so sourdough bread, it's good for a case like my husband was experiencing. And it does help knowing that you don't have to depend on store bought yeast. Yeah, but my oldest son and my daughter, funny enough, my husband is not into it, even though it would be the best for him. He just can't acquire the taste. I'm hoping he will soon. But my oldest son and my daughter and I, yeah, we more are into it. I am going to do more of the softer sourdough because when I made that, my son said he liked the texture more. So I'm gonna do that and my daughter too. But I don't mind it however way, soft or not. But yeah, it's just something that it's it's something that I've gotten into for a few years now. So I'm not gonna say I'm an expert on it. I am not gonna say I'm gonna give any of the school on it, but I make myself some fairly good texture bread and good tasting bread too, you know? So yeah, and sometimes I do the white sourdough bread only, but like in this case, I'm doing it with some brown wheat. Yeah. I'm I'm gonna put it now in my basket for overnight in my refrigerator to stay and ferment for a bit. I'm dusting it with a little bit of flour to prevent it from sticking. And then, but the thing about sourdough, yeah, I have find myself specifically leaving space in my refrigerator where I would just put something and like, okay, I'm gonna leave my bread pan there. Nobody puts anything because it can be a problem when you're ready to put that bread in your refrigerator and there is no space, you know? Yeah, so that's something too you have to consider when you're gonna do like your fermented bread like this. You have to have the space in your refrigerator to keep it if you're going to make it well fermented overnight. Some people do theirs and don't ferment it for long, but I like it mine like this. So I really leave that space in my refrigerator for it. And one trick to do that, if you have not thought of it, is to keep that bread pan in the space if you're a regular bread maker like me. And then the same space that you rested in, then you take that same spot. And when you make the bread, you keep it there. Yeah. So for those who think that, oh, I won't have space in my refrigerator, and you live in a very hot and humid climate like I do, where you don't have some cold basement or something to keep it in, yeah, that's a suggestion. Leave that space by putting the bread pan there. And I usually like, my kids like the longer one that has the shape of a bread. As for me, I don't mind the rounder texture one. I just do both, more like for fun, actually, because it's just kind of fun for me to eat in the bread with the round shaped one. It's just not something I'm used to. And it's like a child who got a gift that they have never had before. Yeah, as I said, my culture, we are not a sourdough culture. So the whole rustic bread and stuff is not something that I grew up on. And so even the round ones, it's more like fun for me to make it and to slice in it and like, okay, how am I gonna make a sandwich with this now? And I started out making the round one before I bought the one that shapes more like a bread pan. Yeah. And it both works, you know, it both works. Yeah. Working that dough. And this is for the one that more has the shape like the for the bread pan. Yeah. And I use mine in one of those Dutch pots, but if you have like a cast iron, you can use one. But I, as I said, I have invested for a longer for I have invested in it because I liked it when I just started out, and therefore I chose to invest in the whole sourdough thing. So I buy my basket and stuff. But if you're not sure if it's something you're gonna be in, and you have like one of those cast iron pot, you can use it at first. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive Dutch pot. And another thing is you don't have to buy a basket. You can just use a round bowl and shape your dough until you know if it's something you want to be into. Because I don't like spending money for something that I'm not sure if I'm going to be into. But once you're in it, it's a good investment to make. Get yourself those baskets. Yeah. I just the bag, the caps that I'm going to cover it with, and to place it in the refrigerator. When you do this, if it rises, it won't stick to the bag. So the best thing to do is to just dust a little flour on it to prevent it from sticking on the bag. No, there it is. I have it in the round Dutch pot and one of the long one that shapes like a bread. And this is the next day, so I am done. Mission accomplished. And I'm gonna enjoy them now.
2 days later.
So I woke up to a swollen eyes. My eyes are so swollen. I don't know if it's allergy, but I can barely open it compared to this one. hmm So I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to do some faceless videos. Yeah, but this is it. Trust me. And it looks worse in person than it does on the camera. It's literally over. I can't. I'm like trying to open it. Like I can't. Uh, yeah. So yeah, that's it. A swollen eye. I think it's allergy though because I was outside in the morning yesterday in the morning, and after I got in it started itching, and so I just think it's allergy. I hope that's all it is. I'm gonna take some what's it called? Zyrtec? Yeah. And wash it out with some eye wash. Hmm. And this is not doctor's advice or anything, but when I was taking care of my great grandmother, the nurse told me that I could wash her eyes out with a little bit of salt water, just a little touch of salt in the water, and wash it out and wipe around it. Not wash it out, but wipe around it and just wash the outside layer of her eyes, like just wipe around it to get rid of any bacteria infection. So, but I have eye wash. I'm gonna use the eye wash, but yeah. hmm Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, I wouldn't advise someone to do that though. Whatever, if your eye is swollen or something, go and see the doctor. But you know, it is in the Caribbean, we help ourselves. Yeah. And most are remedies that we usually use, it helps. So, yeah, it works. But, yeah, that's it. I have this pink pineapple. I don't know if you can see. Yes, it should be pink inside. You know, like how you have those melons that are yellow inside. Uh, However, my sister gifted it to me because she know I love pineapple, so she wanted me to see, for me to taste a pink pineapple. I appreciate it. Interesting though. Yeah. I wonder what it tastes like. I guess we're gonna find out together. I hope it's not spoiled because she gave it to me and I should have peeled it, but I had it in the refrigerator and I didn't get around to it. But I hope it's not spoiled. Yeah. So we're gonna know together how it tastes. Usually my husband is the one that peel the pine. He's the one that usually peel pine for me. So if I, I've always used this. It's the first I'm gonna try and use these. He would use this, but I realized that. So I took this one out first because this is one you would use. But there usually is a round part of it. I don't know. I have to go through all my drawers. I have to go through my stuff and see if I where it is. I don't know. I'd have to ask him. I'm just hoping it didn't get stuck in some pine or something. Got tossed in the trash. Yeah, I'm thinking the worst because I went through a few of my stuff and I didn't see it. So I'm just thinking the worst, but hopefully not. Oh, yeah, let me use this. Try and use this first. Let me see. Should I pull this off first? Bear with me now. My husband usually do this, so yeah. Let me see. I go like this. See, is it like this? And then, am I doing it right? Oh, you know, I remember. Yes, once I used the metal one. Once I had a pine, and it was. I wanted to. It wasn't at home to peel it for me, and I felt like having it at the time, and I did try it, and it worked. But it did waste a lot of the pine, though. It took out a little of the middle, and but because I was gonna use the skin to make juice, it didn't matter too much because it was an organic pine. I remember now, but I wouldn't. Sure, I don't think this is working. And let me see, maybe I'm not doing it hard. Am I doing something wrong? I guess I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's a plastic one. However, it is what it is. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my old school way. This is what I'm used to doing. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do it like that. Hey, look at that! It's Pink Girl. My daughter's gonna have a fun. I'm gonna call my daughter. She has to see this. This, guess what?
What?
Pink pineapple. Pink pineapple. I think they made this one just for you. Because I know God didn't make it pink. But look at this. And I started like, oh my God, pink pineapple. So we're gonna cut this one in together, all right?
Okay.
Look at this. It's pink. Oh my God, I just can't wait to see what this tastes like. I'm just happy it didn't spoil though. Cause my I brought this back from my mom's house with my that and so much happened since we got back. I didn't even get around to peeling it. And yeah, my husband, who's the one who usually peels it for me. He's the one who usually peels it for me. Look at this, baby girl. Look at this. Wait, look at this. Yeah, look at it. You see it? Oh, aren't you amazed? Amused? Kind of. Only kind of. I guess I'm the pink girl, not you. You know, I didn't really like the color pink, even growing up as a little girl. I didn't like pink until I had a girl. But somehow, pink grown me because she loved pink so much. I felt like, okay, my daughter loved pink. I have to fall in love with pink too. You know? Yeah. She loves pink so much. And then the twist of that is as she started to grow, you know, I found that she was into blue. She likes a little purple with her pink, but she was really into blue. Now, blue is the odd color for most girls that I realized, all right, that's her. You know, pink is introduced to you as a girl, but blue, as a girl, it really is, oh, yeah. Be careful. Yeah, I have to sharpen this knife. Yeah, blue is something that when a girl likes blue, it's more like, okay, she likes blue. It's not something that probably is, you know, she's trained to like. But, so I'm a blue girl. I love blue. So it is kind of fun that she loves blue too. My boys are into blue, but funny enough, my boys weren't into blue when they were younger either. They both like different colors. And they both like blue now. Yeah. Yeah, my oldest, he has a transition between blue and red and blue and red. I think he's now a blue guy because he has these things, his negative thoughts towards red now. He thinks that red represents something that, yeah, he's not into. So he doesn't think red is the color he wants to represent him anymore. And I understand that. And so he went back to his first love, blue. I'm just happy that when I'm doing anything, I don't have to think, oh, that one like this color. Cause guess what? We're a blue family. And guess what? My husband loves blue too. Because on our wedding day, it was blue. Yeah, both of us loves blue. Funny enough. And yeah, so we consider ourselves to be the blue family. But here I am ramping about blue when I'm cutting a pink. Stealing Miss Pinky show. Talking about blue. Hush. Hush. Pinky, that's what you get when you're in a blue house. When I was growing up, we had a thing that we call, like, when we were doing, like, track and field and so forth. It's like sport day, not track and field. Yeah, sport day, we would do a thing whereby we would, oh, you know, my sister also gave me something to pick the thing for the pine out. Let me see if I could use that right now too. She's always gifting me these nice stuff. No, she bought this little thing for me. Yeah. It's supposed to make you have to take out less Mark me, I'm using it for the first time since my sister gifted it to me. So I don't know. And she gave it to me before she gave me the pine, and I have been cutting pine after, but I just didn't use it because my husband is the one that cuts the pine. My husband is not going to be standing with no pine, and nah, he's not going to do that. More likely, um, my husband is gonna use the knife, cut around it. Sometimes like, babe, you're cutting out too much, honey. And he's like, oh, you're gonna use it anyhow to make juice, because that's what I usually do. I like cut the skin off, and sometimes I take those bits. I waste nothing. Those bits and pieces out that my husband. I'm just gonna rest it here, and I'm done. I'll take. That does just work. Yeah, those bits, every part of it, those parts that would be considered as waste, I use them, and then I make like a little tea with it. I don't know if that's what it's really a drink, but you have to boil the skin first with ginger and all those goody stuff. Something similar to like when you're doing the sorrel drink, yeah. And then it's like a iced tea to me. Yeah, I think I would probably call it a pineapple iced tea. Can there be such a thing? I don't. I know probably there's a name for it out there, but yeah, you boil it like a tea, and then, I mean, this is like too much for me to be pulling this out to right now. But it works if you have the patience. Oh, you go down in it. Oh, I guess I was doing it. Oh, I guess I was doing it wrong. You see that? I don't know if you're. I was doing it wrong. You actually stick it in and then you pull it out. Okay. You know? Okay. 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 Somewhat, I felt like I love to use the word back in the days. I somewhat feels like back in the days when I was seeing my mom cut pineapple, and I would like go and buy pineapple. Used to have some guys at the roadside who would, like, they would call like a push cart, and they would sell pineapple and orange and all those nice goody fruits that our island fruits, like, they didn't do June plum for some reason, but they'll do like melon, pineapple, oranges, grape. No, they didn't do grapefruit either. No, they didn't. I'm so lying. And banana, right. So this guy will be peeling the pineapple and then like cut around it with the knife and cut. Oh my God, it's such fun to watch. But my thing, I was saying that to say this, right? The pineapple had more of these, whatever they're called, these sparky stuff in it. You would literally see them going around it. So I guess like they're making seedless fruits and seedless stuff. I guess pineapple is one of the stuff that they're reducing the spark from. I don't know. I'm just wondering, or if it, because I know you have different species, different type of stuff. Like I heard that Hawaiian pineapple is the best. Yeah. So but I know that to me, now and then I'll taste a good pine here when I do get one, but the real nice tasting pine like I used to taste, I guess it's the same thing that they experience in a Hawaiian pineapple. How can I know, right? Until I taste one. I'm just assuming that good tasting pine, I'm not getting it like that. But you know what? I'm a pineapple girl, so I'm just grateful that I'm having pine. An apple. Yeah. So I'm not seeing much. Um, just a few, and I think I got them. Yeah. This takes patience, but it's kind of nice little gadget to have. A nice gadget, a nice little kitchen tool to have. Yeah, it works. It does the job if you have the time and you don't want to waste your pineapple. Yeah. So, yeah. Oops. I'm just gonna cut it across. All this. Look at all those juice coming out of my pineapple. You see that? I guess you're tired of me saying, but it's just so uh, interesting, different. Okay, it's so different. Yep. I'll move this aside. Clean my table a bit. Yeah. Yeah. Let it looks all clean for you. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm not a pro at this, you know, but I let me get something to just put this in. I'm gonna put it in this. While I left those in bite-sized pieces, and I did a little bit of, because I worked in the I work in gourmet industry, and I did a little bit of food carving and stuff. So yeah, I did a little fruit carving and stuff. So I did cut pineapple, I should say, but I didn't do much cutting of pineapple. And since outside of work, that's what I should really say, outside of work. And it's usually not done like this. It's more in a I usually do it more chunky, you know. And it's not something I did often. My dad, as I said, he was the executive chef, and I would assist him sometimes, and he's the bomb at that. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. I'm in my robe, but I just had to taste this with you. Mm, 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 mm. tastes just like pineapple. I was wondering if it's gonna have like a chemical off taste, but so there we go. Pink pineapple. So if you're doing like one of those fruit basket, it could make a nice, interesting, beautiful, appealing appearance if you are giving it to your daughter, if you're giving it to your wife, or not even so. Just period. It just looks bright. It doesn't really look pink, pink, pink. It just has a color that, a vibrant color that would just look good in your fruit basket and or your fruit bouquet. You could put it with the like yellow pineapple, and then you put like the red pineapple, your mangoes. Yeah, that should be nice. It's nice. It would be good for, yeah, an occasion like that. Will I buy it again for my house? I don't know. Unless I'm doing some party or something, I don't know. But it's okay. It tastes just like pineapple, and it's sweet. It's not like that tangy. Some you buy some pineapple and it's not sweet. It have a little tangy taste to it. No, this is sweet. So yeah, it would work for someone taste bud in terms of a nice pineapple taste. But it's just I don't know. I just like to stick with. I'm an old school. I just like to stick with my what I know. So I just sliced up the pineapple with some cantaloupe that I had in the refrigerator. I sliced a peach, an apple, and oops, I forgot one thing. I'm gonna go and get it. It's a fruit that my sister also gifted me. It's almost like an Ethiopian apple, Jamaican. We call it it's like it looks like an Ethiopian apple, but it doesn't taste like it. It's more tangy. It doesn't have that sweet and um refreshing taste, but it to me it's okay. And it somewhat to me tastes like it would taste a lot better if you'd like put it in a nice fruit drink, but or smoothie. But let me go and get it. I sliced it up before and had it in the fridge, and I didn't put any lemon juice on it. Um, but it looks fairly okay. I'm gonna put it in because the kids like it. We had one at her house when, yeah, she gave us this to take back. All right. So as I said, yeah, um, it's it's peach, it's cantaloupe, that pink pineapple, and I can't remember the name of that fruit. So I'm gonna have to put the name up there on the screen. But yeah, so peach, cantaloupe, pineapple, and apple, red apple. Yeah. For some reason, my kids do not like when they they don't like their hands to get sticky, so I always throw one of these in for them. I have these little fork that you use when you're eating like lobster. Sometimes I'll use it, but sometimes I. Yes, Abby, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming up with the fruits now. Give me a minute, okay? Thanks for being patient. Yeah, so I'm saying I have this I have this for it's like I don't know what it's called that you use it when you're eating lobster, but maybe it's a lobster fork. So I use it sometimes, but to tell you, I rather these. But when I don't have these, I pick these up at the dollar store. But when I don't have them, I'll use the forks. Yeah. Bye. Thanks for watching.